It's early-ish spring, mid-spring, I suppose, coming into just into April, and we're all getting really wanting to get all of our seeds sown. Well, here are a few hardy annuals that you can sow now. Hello, I'm Rosie Hardy. This is Rosie Hardy Gardening. If you enjoy our videos, please do subscribe to the channel. So I've chosen a list of hardy annuals that I actually really love. And there are other ones that you can do, but this is the time of year when you can sow them directly outside into your garden. Now, as you all know, I only have a gravel garden, so the preparation for sowing into my gravel garden is not a lot. Usually what I will do is I'll find some nasturtiums, some antirrhinums, maybe even a bit of orlea, and I will put them all into a cup, and then I will broadcast them over my gravel area. And then when they germinate, that's brilliant, and I then go and I edit them. Now, editing is where you go and you just thin them out, because you may suddenly find that they've fallen into a bit on the gravel garden, and there are about 10 seedlings all coming up together. They're not going to do fantastically if they're all like that, so you need to then edit them out, take out the weakest ones, leave the strongest ones there. But if you have your own borders whereby you've got a little bit of ground, then all you need to do is take a springtime rake or a small hand fork, scrattle the ground a little bit, and then sow your seed there. And you can use the packet. A lot of these seeds are loose within the packet here, and all you need to do is rip open the top. I didn't do that very well. Rip open the top before you rip open the top, because all of the information is on the back of the seed here. So this one says sow outdoors, 1.5 centimeters deep, which is 1/2 inch, and then just water them in and then cover them over slightly. Or you can sow them inside. So if we were to just open this up like so, and then I'll just tip this out. This is the nasturtium. So the nasturtium seeds are actually quite large, they're really quite a big seed. So these can just be thrown straight out into the ground. You can then take your springtime rake, so springtime rake like this, draw it across the soil, make a few little drills, and then throw the seed in, and then cross over the other way. So instead of raking in the direction like that, your next rake to cover it over will be that way. That way you cover over slightly, then you water in, and within 2-3 weeks they'll be up, they'll be germinating, and that is what you want. So if you imagine that this area of ground is in your border and you're wanting to sow some stuff in this area, you would bring your rake down like so, and you would just rake it over. And then what you can do, you can see now there are lines, there are sort of drill lines in there. You would then scatter your seed across on that, and then to make sure that you are getting it covered over again, you would just gently rake in the opposite direction like so, and then that would just cover over your seed nicely, and then you would water that patch. Now, if your areas are not as big as that, then you can just use a fork, and you can just make sure that the top of the soil is just nice and loose like so. And if you want to make some drill marks, then you can bring them down, and then scatter your seed into this area, and again just gently drag the soil over the top and then water that so that it is all good. Now, nasturtiums are wonderful, they're really great. That is one of my choices for putting in, and you can get all sorts of different forms of nasturtium that depending on what you want. This one just happens to be cherry rose. Cherry rose, they're dual ones. I've got antirrhinums, they're slightly smaller forms. I like Centuria cyanias. That is the traditional cornflower, beautiful blue, that is striking. Calendulas, they are so good, marigolds, and especially Indian Prince, because it's just that bit taller, It's a really good, strong orange, and it has a lovely bronze bud. So that one I like, that's great. Then you've got Nigella. So Nigella Damascena, and you can get all sorts of different colours in that, from white, blue and pink. They are really lovely, so that's Love in the Mist. Cerinthe. Cerinthe is wonderful. It's a fabulous thing. It's got a beautiful leaf, and it will self-seed around once you've got it in your garden, so that's another good one. Ami. So you can either have Ami Visagni, which has got quite a dense head and quite strong growth and quite ferny foliage. It looks a little bit like the foliage of fennel when that one's coming up. Or Ami Magus, and people mistake Ami Magus because it's got a completely different leaf. It's a solid leaf, looks a little bit more like an angelica leaf. Then it comes up and it's very wiry. So both of those are really lovely and different and striking. The antirrhinums I've already mentioned. Orlea grandiflora, that's a super thing to have. And with all of these hardy annuals, don't sow the whole packet. Keep a little bit left so that you can do a little bit of extra sowing later on. Atriplex hortensis, and then the one which is the better red is really, really good. So that is an ideal one to go in. That you can put in all sorts of places. It's an edible as well, but it's got this beautiful purple foliage, so it is a good striking thing. So those are my choices of what I would be looking at doing. And then a lot of those will go in, you can start them off in pots if you want to, or you can put them directly into the ground. The key thing with sowing them when you're going to the ground is just make sure that your soil is prepared. It doesn't need a lot of preparation, just a rake over or a quick, as I say, a little bit of a scrattle with the hand fork. Then just make a few drills, broadcast your thing, sow over and water. That is the key thing to start off with. So as I say, with my gravel garden, I broadcast sow. So you can either do it so that you have got one variety all the time. But what I actually quite like to do is put a few of one variety into the a container like this, and then a few of something else. So this is a few Nigella, and the difference in the seed size is incredible. So I would mix in 2 or 3 different things. This is a little bit of Ami Magus. So I've got this, and you can see I just keep these from year to year because they will just grow, so it's not a problem. I'll say with the gravel garden that is no problem. So that's another seed in there. So that would all go into my mix. I'd go and find a spot in the gravel garden, and I'd go and take these and I'd just gently shake them around so they come out as all set in different ways. So that is those, so they look completely different. So that's one way of doing it. It's like having your own shaker system, and then you can just do it in a small patch. And what I would tend to do is I would tend to do enough that I can perhaps have 3 patches so that they mix, and I've got them in one end of the gravel garden, one in the middle, one at the far end. Do exactly the same in your borders. So you could do a mix, or if you want to just have one thing, then you put one lot of seed in here and you would take it out and do it. You can do it straight from the packet, probably easier, but that's fine. So that would be outside. If you haven't got time and you haven't got everything sorted out in the borders, then there's no reason why you can't do hardy annuals at this time of the year into containers. Just make sure that you your seed level or your sowing material is tamped down so that it's not going to be too much of a problem. I always leave a little bit of a gap at the when the compost is in there, so that's just made them nice and level. And then what you can do is, this is more from the point of view that I like to keep a little bit there, because otherwise when you water, and if it's a very fine seed, it will ping off. So I like to do it like that, and then once you've watered, then you can cover over. So let's have a little look. What were these ones here? This is the Ami Magus. Let's find something that's a little bit bigger. I've got a little bit of Nigella in here. So this is Nigella seed. So this is a black seed. And there's quite a lot in here. You do not want to be doing masses. No, you can do these, this is actually mixed. There's not just Nigella in there. Oh, I wonder what's, oh, no, this is a cottage garden mix. So this is a mixed lot anyway, so there are different seeds. So you would just gently put a few on the top like so. So you can see that those seeds are all on the surface. So that is absolutely fine. Just a few, don't overdo it. Then you can do a few of those. In fact, what I might do is I might add that to my little blend there, because I'm going to go and do some in the gravel garden as well. So we'll just put a few of those in there just to make it all look good. And then, you know, I have loads of different stuff here. So I've got a nice lot there, which I'll go and do in the gravel. This is one for here. This is going to get watered. Let's have a think about what we're going to put into there. Let's do some of these big seeds. So these are the nasturtium, and these are quite large. And you'd only want probably 5 in a pot that size. So you would put them gently like that. So I would just move them around so that they're evenly, and then I would just push them in just fractionally like so, using a pencil, it's easier, and then basically that can be watered as well. So that is the way to do it in seed. Now you've got to remember, if you're doing them like this, they don't really want to go inside. They want to be going into a cold frame, or they can sit outside. Once you've given them a water, then you can cover them over with whatever covering you have. So that could be a little bit of grit, it could be cork, it could just be some more of your seed compost over the top of them. And then once they've germinated, of course, then you've got to prick them out and move them out. That's the problem with doing them like this, whereas when you broadcast, all you've got to do is go and thin them out. When you've done them like this, however, you can then, once they come up, you can pinch out the top and then get a bushier plant. It tends to be more difficult when you broadcast out into the garden to go and pinch them down. But pinching out will make them much more branched, and you'll get more flower on them. So they are really good. So there's 2 ways of doing it. I prefer with the hardy annuals to just go and broadcast them out in the ground, and that is really, really good. So these will keep on going. You need to water both in the ground and when you've done it in the pots. So now we have our pots which we've sown our seeds into, and we're going to gently water them over the top with this lovely Hawes Rose watering can, and we will let them sit there for a little while. How heavy are they? You can see there is still a dry bit underneath there, which means that the water has not gone right the way through yet. Exactly the same with that. You see that dry patch there? That means that the water has not gone right the way through to the bottom of the container. It's also not very heavy. So I've done one little soak. Always start the watering can away from what you're trying to water. Give them a good soak, and then finish it off away from it as well, because otherwise you can get a little bit of a dribble on there. I reckon, there we go, it's still, so I'm going to leave those, let them sit, they've got a reasonable weight in them, and then we will cover them up in a minute. I'll just let them absorb that water. So now these have been watered and they're really at the temperature, I will now cover them with cork. This is 4 to 5 mil grade cork, which just gives them enough. And because I left that little bit of room in the actual container there, the cork is going to sit there and not blow out. I will then put those somewhere outside so that they can germinate and come on through. You could, as I say, you could use grit, you can use sand, you can use the compost like this as the top growth over the top as well. But you will find that most of these say just cover them slightly, and then that's fine. And then they also say remove the weaker plants, and that's what you would be doing. So if they are in here, then you'll be pricking them out. That's absolutely no fine. If they're out in the border and you've got 3 or 4 together and you've got a couple of really weak ones, then just pull them out. You have to do that because then the other plants will be so much better. And if you want to at the same time, you can just pinch the top out of them as well, and that will give you bushier plants. That's the one thing with hardy annuals. They are great, they're really good, they fill spaces up for you, and it just gives you something else to be in the border and giving you some really good interest, either of colour or structure, because as I say, not all of these are small. So the nigellas are going to be sort of mid-height ones, your nasturtiums are going to go meandering around and they'll scramble up through things, but your Amimagus is going to be tall, so that's going to be quite a good one to put in the middle of the border. And so really good fun. So all of the ones that I have said are really slightly different things to have in there, different colours. You can find the ones that you like. These are just the ones that I actually enjoy putting in at this time of the year. Let's go and have a little look at me broadcasting some of this stuff over on the gravel garden. I know in this area of my gravel garden I've not got much happening, so with my little bit of pot here and my mixed up seeds, I'm going to put a few scatterings, just 3 clumps, and then I'm going to water them in. So I'm just going to have to do them where I know I've got a bit of seed, so I'm just going to scatter it nicely there, and it will just go wherever it wants, and then I'll step to the side here and put some in there. And then I'll go nicely here and put a bit more through there. I've still got a bit, so let's just try and join these patches up. Tap the bottom up, that's everything done. So now I can just gently water in this area where I know I have put the seed down. Because it is the gravel, then there is already some moisture in underneath, so this will just be a matter of the seeds being washed down in between the actual gravel, and then that is quite good because they will hopefully germinate. If I get good germination, then this is going to be covered, but if I only get sporadic germination, I'm quite happy with that. That's absolutely fine. So now that is nicely watered, now I can go and have a look at other bits. So this was very much a mixture. Now I'm going to go and do a few which are specific ones, and I'm just going to make up my mind where they're all going. Now again, I know in this area I haven't got a lot going on, so I'd be quite happy to get a few antirrhinums in here. So I'm going to put the whole packet all down through this area here, because they will just spread and do really nicely, and then if I can get them to sell seed, I'll be very happy. So we'll have, they are a shorter one, they are quite small seed, so I'm just scattering them through there. Is that everything out? No, there's always one that stays at the bottom. So again, I've sort of done it through this swathe. I'll get some water and do that, and I'll carry on doing that until I've got rid of all of the seed. Nice and easy. Hardy annuals, really great things to grow, and then they can self-seed later. If you want to watch another video of mine, YouTube thinks this one is perfect for you.